In this lesson, we will see how to create DR database using Standby Multi-Platform GUI. I'm going to log into the GUI now. As you can see, there is already a configuration that is available. And so there is a setup now option here that you can lead to the next screen that will help you to create your DR database. Or you can click on the configuration, which will also lead you to the option of setting up your disaster recovery. So these are the various parameters that needs to be defined before you can start creating your standby database. The first option is whether you want to shift the archeologs between primary and standby while the DR database is created. This option is quite useful if your primary database is large in size and there are a lot of archeologs that are generated during new DR database creation. The second option is whether the backup, transfer, and restoration can happen in parallel. So there are three steps involved in creating your DR database. First is backup of your production database, transferring that backup from production to standby, and then restoring the backup in the standby database. So this option will help you to do this three steps in parallel, thereby reducing the time it takes for you to create your standby database. The next options are transportable media. So if you want to use any external drives or NFS location for your backups or any shared space location for your backups to happen. The next is the source and target locations where your backups go to. So this is the location where my production backups are taken, and this is the location where my standby backup, the backup from production are transferred to the standby. So we have to ensure that this location has enough free space for the backups to happen and the backups to be transferred to as well. The backups taken by DBBS DR creation is ARM and compressed backups. Next step is Oracle parameters. So this options provide you with various init Aura parameter changes that could be changed before creating a DR database. For example, if your production is ASM, your standby is file system, you can change parameters like DB recovery file dest, DB create file dest, and also parameters like your processes, PG aggregate target, and SGA target parameters can also be changed directly from the screen itself. The last two options are automated standby update and observer. So automated standby update will ensure that the log shipping happens at regular intervals between production and standby, and it's restored on standby as well. By default, it is 10 minutes, that is 600 seconds. I can change this parameter to as low as 60 seconds, but for this example, let's keep it as 300, that is 5 minutes. Every 5 minutes, archeologs from production database will be transferred from primary to standby and restored in the standby. And this is observer where as soon as your DR database is created, the observer will monitor your configuration and notify on the dashboard if there are any issues or problems detected in your configuration. So now is create the standby database, or you can save this particular all these options as a template and then create your DR database at a later date as well. Let's start with creating a standby database. So as soon as you click on that option, on the right hand side, you will see the progress of your task. So these are the 10 different tasks that are performed for your DR database creation. So the process has completed successfully now. And as you can already see that the standby is already getting synced with your primary. And we can also notice that the automated standby is enabled for 300 seconds. And also the observer is also enabled as well. So this is the completion of creating your standby database.